good, sneaky heads? Back here with another one. Today it's going to be a mixture like a story time and a tutorial of how to figure out, if you got scammed or not when it comes to getting Jordans. This actually works on a lot of Jordans. Specifically, I'm doing the Jordan 1s because these are what people like to scam the most with. I mean, when you got the Royals, the bands, all these. What's in here, I actually got scammed for. I wasn't paying attention. If I was paying attention, it wouldn't have happened. But I was just hyped that I was getting them. I had a lot going on. I actually went and picked them up. I looked at them. I mean, they looked legit, but I hadn't actually seen a legit pair yet. So everything looked on the up and up. I had a lot going on at the time, though. It was my fault that I didn't pay more attention to it. But honestly, I met the guy. I messaged the guy on Kixify. He had a bunch of them for sale. He's got 100% feedback. He had sold a whole buttload of items, different shoes and everything. Like I say, he's got 100% feedback. So I didn't think anything of it. But I messaged him. He had them listed for like $350. I got them down to $260 as like a birthday present. My wife said she'd buy me. So I was hyped for them. But they were the Jordan Shattered Backboard Reverse 2.0s. So I was hyped for him, and he had sold other pairs that were legit. So I figured, what the hell? And he lived, in the same state as me. So I was like, you know what? This could be fairly easy. I can, pay him, $260 for him is what I paid, and go pick him up from him. So that way, I know, and I don't have to wait for shipping or anything like that. Plus, I get to meet the guy, know about where he stays, stuff like that, in case anything pops off. But actually, it's kind of funny in a way because I wouldn't have figured it out. I got them. I got home. I laced them up. They're really good fakes, to be honest with you. Like, these are some really good fakes. There's a few things on them that, if I would have paid attention, I would have known right away. But I didn't pay attention. I just assumed, I'm butthurt. But he's helping me out. I'm trading him out to get another pair. And if that for some reason falls through, I'm going to expose him so you guys don't have the same problem. But I ordered these off eBay, and every Jordan has a distinct smell to it. This one, they all smell the same. Even my wings, they all smell the same. Well, when these came in the mail, I looked them over. I was like, it's kind of fishy. The bag, the laces were all kind of goofy looking, but otherwise they look good, but the smell was a little off. So I was like, I don't know about that. So I went through and started checking against all my other Jordan 1s. And I was like, okay, they're legit. And when I got to my Shattered Backboards, I was like, what the hell? Like, I thought they were legit, and then I started noticing the little things. And yeah, they definitely aren't legit. So this is going to be a tutorial, basically, of how to spot fakes. These are the Shattered Backboards that I got. They look good. There's no peaks back here. There's no peak on the toe. Usually, if you get fakes, you can tell real quick because these curves right here, whenever there's a curve in the leather, they usually always have a peak, and they don't worry about cutting it off because, it's fake. The shoe's done very well. Even the eyelet right here lines up basically with the stitching. So that's another thing you need to look for, the eyelets and the stitch pattern right here. Make sure it lines up. But, I was like, wow, that leather's really tumbled right there. And then I started looking at the side of it, and, I didn't pay any attention to it, but the leather right here is super tumbled too. I was like, started looking at the tongue, noticed that Nike Air doesn't line up like all the other ones do, because the Nike Air is supposed to be down like that, And the number one giveaway was the R and the D in Jordan is supposed to connect. They always connect. Every pair, no matter what, they always connect. A lot of people say that you can tell by the stitch pattern right here, you know, how it goes there and there. They're saying it's supposed to hit the top of the check and then go through it. But you can't really, you know, judge that. Like, these, it does. But my Royals don't. And my Band 1s don't. And these were bought through reputable sources. Especially these right here. So, you know. But to get in, here's the other pair. Even the bottom looked good. You know, I mean, I had no reason to believe that these were fake to begin with, you know. I just assumed they were made different. Because, I mean, they, you know, I thought that they were made based on what he wore back in that game where he shattered the backboard. But, you know, they definitely were. I should have known. I mean, usually in fakes too, they, you know, look a little weird in the back, like they're shifted over, like, you know, they there's a lot of things that it should have looked like, but, you know, they feel good, honestly. I mean, they feel good. There are, like, you know, the orange leather and everything is a little like stiff, I guess, compared to how soft these are. But otherwise, I really didn't think anything of it. But, you know, once I started digging into it, I realized, you know, this part right here isn't supposed to be tumbled like that. You know, the R&D don't connect, the Nike Air, even the stars right here, you know, all down here, they're way too defined. And that toe box, I mean, come on. I'm going to add pictures and everything as we go, just so you can see a comparison with legit versus fake, so you know exactly what to look for. But to start it off, whenever you get a pair of Jordan 1s, you got to look at the laces. A lot of fakes lace here and then an X to the top, you know, from this eyelet to this eyelet, and you know that nobody does that. The other thing that I should have known is the laces. I didn't pay attention to the bag. I just figured, I mean, the guy, when he handed them to me, told me, you know, this is my dude's pair, his personal pair. So I didn't think anything of it. I figured the laces, you know, he'd already taken them out of the bag. He just put them in another bag because they were separate, you know. But, you know, I should have known when I saw that red stripe. If you get a bag that's a big bag with a red stripe in it, you know it's fake. Not to mention these laces. I should have done my research. Like I said, it's my fault. But these laces are like cream color. They're supposed to be white, like a really light color. These are pretty much brown. But that's, you know, the first thing you look for. The second thing is this. You know, when you get a real one, that Chinese lettering, I'm going to put a picture in too, but right there, you know, that Chinese emblem, this looks dirty. This just looks fat and like, you know, they didn't even care when they stamped it. This one looks all clean. Same thing with all the other ones. You know, the only one that I've seen that is legit, that kind of came a little bit different and goofy, is with the Royals. They came with this, you know, back with the print inside and, you know, all that, but, you know, that's legit. So, a bunch of people got these, and I'm sure a lot of people were like, are you selling fakes, you know, to Foot Locker and everybody, but you can still tell it's a clean print. So, I mean, it's Jordan, clearly. Back to what I was saying about the R and the D connecting, you can see in these that it actually does connect. Same thing with these. I'll put pictures up as well so you can see it a little bit better. Same thing with those. R and D connects. And the stars on the bottom, they're a lot smaller. Not as detailed. So, you know, you can run your hand over them and it'll feel, you know, rough. But, oh, wait, this one won't work. I put a sole protector on these, so didn't want to dirty them up. But, yeah, super starry. These, you feel stars when you run it, when you run your hand over them. The orange color is kind of darker than they really were. They're supposed to be a little bit lighter. This is supposed to be a little bit lighter. You know, there's a few things on here. You could usually tell because of this. You know, you just line that up. In a legit Jordan, this bottom lace will go a little bit lower, so you got more of this tone showing, like right here. It's an easy way to tell. On a legit one, this right here is a little bit smaller, this little box. As you can see, it's kind of fat. And that's actually off a little bit. Like I should have known something was up with that, but you know I didn't. And you know, to the Nike Air I was telling you about, you can see that it's cut, you know, placed a little bit lower right there, so it's laying right on that line. Same thing with these. This one, on the other hand, this is legit. I got this one straight through Nike. This one's, you know, up a little bit higher, but, you know, with these manufacturing plants, they, especially with Nike, you know, there's all types of crazy things that go on with defects and stuff like that, so you can't really judge too much on that. But, you know, I mean, what I was talking about earlier with the stitching, you know, this one lays literally right there, but you know, on the insides of all these shoes, the stitching does lay right on that Nike check. On this one, still above it. So, I mean, yeah, look at it. I mean, if you've got one that lays and one that doesn't, then it's probably legit, but you can't base your whole thing off of the stitching. Another thing on these were the insole. The insoles, I can't get it out. A lot of the times on fakes, oh god, the glue pattern is going to be really weird. And I mean, number one, you can tell the ink and everything, like that color is off right there. But the glue pattern on fakes will usually run horizontal. It won't really run vertical, but this glue pattern actually lines up with a legit one, you know, the same color blue, everything. Except, I mean, this thing looks worn, like it's dirty, and real Jordans, they're not really that dirty. Plus, I mean, it looks like it's been chewed up on the side, you know. I didn't want to pull it out. I didn't really think anything of it at the time. Another thing to look at is the stitching when you do pull it out. I don't know if you can see inside there, but the stitching that goes along the edge that holds the bottom of the shoe on, if it's white, it's usually legit. But I've been noticing lately that a lot of fakes are starting to switch over to the white as well. But just look at the stitch quality. You know, with these, the stitch quality was kind of loose, like the shoe would end up falling apart eventually, you know. But on the legit ones, it's real tight. You know, I mean, they actually spent their time. It's gone through quality control, so they know that if it's going to be loose like these, like most fakes, and they're just going to kick it out, so they need to do it right the first time. But yeah, the I don't know. I mean, the guy's going to help me out. He said I can switch them out for a pair of my choice. So, you know, I've wanted a pair of 7210s for a while. I missed out on those. Maybe the up-tempo triple blacks. I don't know, some Air Max 97s. I've gotten most of the shoes that he's got for sale, so I'm kind of limited on what I can get. But I mean, I literally found out about this right at the 180-day mark for the PayPal deal. So I contacted them right in time. I think I had 2 days left. So as long as you contact them and let them know, you know, before the 180 days is up, they'll work with you no matter how long it takes after that, as long as you get it in before that 180 days. But another thing that threw it off that I didn't even look for until after the fact is the print that's on the box right here. You know, the label print. This is a lot skinnier. You know, the ones and everything, it's a lot skinnier than the real box. Plus, I mean, the box itself just looks garbage. I mean, like, look at that right there. It's always clean, no matter how beat up the box is. On a legit version, it's clean. Hold on, I'll grab a legit one. I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Okay, I've got a legit one. As you can see, it's clean. Clean cut right there. You can compare the print side by side, legit to fake. I mean, I'll show a picture up there of it. I don't know if you can see it very well on this. The other thing is, this is for my black, red, and white. I guess these are my band ones. The box for my band ones. The lid for the fakes, if you look at it, there's a red print right there on the real one. That's the true Nike quality control, unless you get a pair of, you know, like the Just Dons. Anything that's made for, you know, a player exclusive or something that's not Jordan, straight through Jordan, it's been sent off and, you know, remade by another factory, then you'll actually get a sticker a lot of the times. But if it's coming from Nike, you get that red, you know, quality control print right there. But on this one, there's no print. There's a little sticker right up here. As soon as I saw that with the crappy box, I was like, you know, whatever, it's done. You can also look at the paper a lot of the times. This paper is thin. This one's kind of more like, I don't know. This feels like the stuff you put in presents, kind of a little bit thicker than that. This is kind of, I don't even know what this feels like. It's just like a denser version of this. So if you feel like you can do that without ripping it, there's just another thing that makes it a little sketch. So make sure I don't get my lids mixed up. I don't want to give them another reason to give it out to somebody else as a real one. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I was going to do an Adidas one too in this, but it just makes the video too long, so I'll do that on another one. Adidas adds in some different things that, you know, are more up to date that you can look at, but yeah, to make sure that they're real. So a UV glue for one, you know, but we'll get into that in another video. I really appreciate y'all watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I've got more videos coming. Leave a comment if you guys took L on those zebras. I know I did. And leave a comment if y'all really don't like what they're doing with those PSNYs that are dropping tomorrow or today, with that whole sneaker stash thing. I mean, I'm in North Carolina, so I don't have a shot unless I try to fake my location or something, and I don't do sketchy stuff like that. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'll be here dropping videos constantly, so, you know, if you want to be held up, check up on my Instagram. Got that listed in the description below. Yeah, that's about it. You know, I hope y'all like it. Have a good one. Peace.